Good evening, and thank you, Sarah, for those kind words about India and particularly Telangana. Thank you very much. My Principal Secretary, Jayesh Ranjan, to all the distinguished gathering here, and to all the members of Australian Consul General's office in Chennai. Thank you very much for this event today. Thank you, to also refer some of our best. Thank you for also referring to some of our best academic institutions, including IIT Hyderabad. Professor Murthy, thank you. Always a pleasure seeing you. Sarah, before I talk about trade, commerce, I think we should talk about cricket as well. We've been doing rather well. I think it was. So I would say, Australia, India, I think we share a lot of things in common, one among which, of course, is cricket. It's a passion, it's a religion in India. And I don't think Indians have ever played better cricket than when we do against Australia. I think one of our own homegrown boys, VVS Lakshman. I think his best innings and some of his best knocks have been in Sydney, have been in Melbourne, have been on the land of in Down Under, and we just take a lot of pride in the way Indians have evolved, especially in cricket over the last few years, and I hope that our dominance over Australian cricket continues, no matter what happens in trade and commerce. No matter what happens in economics, I think it's important for Indians, to feel good about cricket. So thank you. And Sarah, I also wanted to tell you, we are the best city in South India. So since you're in Hyderabad, you mentioned Bangalore and Chennai, which are of course also close to my heart. But I think, not me, but Mercer keeps telling every year from 2015 onwards till now, for the last 5 years in a row, that Hyderabad is a city among all Indian cities, not just South India, as the city with the best quality of living. So therefore, you should seriously consider setting up a consul general right here in our city, because you have the United States, whose consul's office, in fact, issues the largest number of visas in the entire world, not India. In fact, student visas from Hyderabad are the highest in the world for the United States. I'm pretty sure that UK is not very far behind, and we have a shared history with UK, as we both know. So I would suggest very strongly, and I see Michelle here as well, looking after trade, and we had met recently as well. I suggest very strongly that, along with Bangalore, of course, Bangalore is a good city, you also consider and propose to your government to set up a Consul General's office in Hyderabad. I think that would really help. But I'm delighted with what you've just mentioned. I've been a very strong proponent, very strong advocate of one thing. Whenever I meet any investor, any prospective investor, I keep telling them, I keep reminding them that when they talk of India and investments in India, I remind them that there is no one India. This notion of one India is actually a fallacy, because India is a heterogeneous, complex, a very diverse nation. Of course, we are all Indians first, without a question. And then we respect to our sub-identity as a way you choose to work or to enter India. For instance, if an Australian firm were to enter India through Hyderabad, their experience would be drastically different compared to entering through another state. I would not want to name names, but most certainly I'll tell you that this would be a very different experience. So the notion of doing business in India will vary from the choice of your destination. So therefore, I've been a very strong proponent that while it's important to have free trade agreements, while it's also important to have regulations and frameworks with respect to foreign direct investment, what is far more important from an individual investor perspective is the real action when it comes to investing actually is in the hands of a state, because land, power, water, fiscal incentives, manpower, and the day-to-day daily operational issues, all of those lie actually within the domain of a state government. Because India is a federal republic, we are a union of states.